Hello everybody, welcome back to Warframe. This one we're going to take a look at how to get Nekros. Now first up, when it comes to getting Nekros, you're going to need to get something from the marketplace called... I'm going to go under equipment, equipment, keys and drones. And down here you're going to find yourself some blueprints for some keys. Now these are the Orokin derelict keys. Go ahead and buy them all if you want, they're not expensive. 2.5k for each blueprint and they're reusable. So that's not too much of an issue. Coming down to the Foundry then, let's take a look at these. So down in our keys section, we now have the Orokin derelict keys. Now obviously you'll note that although I've got thousands of normal nav coordinates, these drop all over the place. We'll go into that in a second. We can't actually create the derelict assassinate key yet because we need Lefantis nav coordinates. Now, in a lot of your missions as you're going through them, you're going to come across dark black orbs. I'll have a picture on the screen for you. And obviously, as you can see, you need 5 of these from normal missions to create each key. To get Lefantis nav coordinates, you'll need to go into these missions and essentially collect the same looking item, apart from it will be a Lefantis one. So everything about them is identical, they just look exactly the same. You're just going to have a different name on them. I prefer survival for collecting nav keys because you can get tons of lockers and breakables, stuff like that to get the coordinates from, and it's also going to be an endless. So just to kind of go, because I didn't quite say that, you know, these nav coordinates, they drop from enemies, they come out of containers, they drop from basically everywhere. So they're not too difficult to get hold of. So with that being said, once you've collected your 5 Lefantis nav coordinates, you can craft yourself derelict assassinate keys. As you can see, it takes an hour. I always keep a load of these stocked up just so it can help newer players get them. Now going into this, Nekros is technically available right out of the gate. As soon as you've got enough nav coordinates, you can buy the key and you can go on it. But the mission, as I'll show you on the map, they are a little bit higher level. So if you're going in there low level, you're going to need to find some help. So just go and look, you'll see level 20, 25 to 35. So these aren't necessarily the lowest level missions. So bear that in mind when you're going in. The other thing to note is you're not going to get random help here. So if I click on this, even on public, it's just going to take me straight to the mission. So you're going to need to find a squad first if you want to go in here with somebody. Now, this is kind of one of the warframes that I will help most people get in game. So if anybody in the clan ever wants Nekros, then I will just kind of run it with them until they get it, which is why I always keep this in stock. So with all that being said, that's how we get into the mission. So now it's time for us to take a quick look at the mission itself. It plays out very similarly to a usual assassination, apart from obviously we're going to be facing a lot of infested until you reach the Lefantis. Nova is really good in this mission because its fourth ability slows everything down. Infected in general really just don't like Nova, and Lefantis is no different. For 2 reasons: this is going to slow the boss down, and it's going to give you increased damage against the boss. So this boss isn't incredibly difficult anyway, once you know what to do. Basically, it's going to have 3 different types of heads, and yes, these are heads, regardless of how ugly they look. They'll pop out from underneath you individually to start with. Do damage to them by shooting the bright red parts as they reveal themselves when they're firing at you. Although the one that looks like it's got a fist for a face, you can usually just damage it all at the time anyway. Do this until all 3 of them are defeated. Obviously, again, it's going to give you a huge advantage if you use Nova's 4th ability to slow it down. Obviously, you go with the slow Nova, not a fast Nova, if you can differentiate between those. Once you've defeated all 3, this will cause the ground beneath you to break. Now try to get all of the, if you see green resources dropping, try to collect them. They're either going to be Orokin cells or neurodes, both of which are rather rare, and you're probably going to want to farm them anyway. And any energy as well, just because it's going to help you replenish. Same thing's going to happen down here. Basically, you're going to have all 3 heads at once, but only one can fire at a time anyway, so slow it down. And you'll see how it kind of almost wants to rotate around for you. It's a little bit like killing heads in a revolver. So damage the 3 heads in the exact same way. They seem to have less health down here as well, so it's somewhat easier. Once that's done, you'll obviously get your green mark to extract. That's going to be the end of the mission. You left the first part of Nekros. Once you have all 3 parts, the blueprint is purchasable from the marketplace for 100,000 credits. So a little bit expensive, but it is very, very worth it for the increase in resources that you're going to get out of him. hopefully that's helped you find Nekros. I hope you're going to have fun with it. See you in a bit.